Ten Hag news, and then we'll get into Arsenal Chelsea after.
My man's Erik. He is already making decisions before he's even joined the club. Threatening to strip Maguire of his captaincy. We're shipping 10 people out of the club. And he even gave the captaincy to Antonio Rudiger.
I can't believe that tweet was unreal. That giving out captaincies to players who are playing for the European champions currently, and just giving it to him on a whim. Incredible.
I just feel bad for all those young, talented Ajax players who are going to be dragged over to United to fill a void that I think we have been seeing open up for quite some time. Obviously, the names on the chopping block right now. Pogba out of contract. There's no way in hell he stays in the Premier League, in my opinion. You have Rashford on the way out.
Lingard.
It feels like maybe Bruno and Sancho are going to be the only two people left.
Man United fans are on Fernandez's ass. After he signed this contract, he hasn't really turned up this season. And the Liverpool game, he was abysmal. He was a bystander the whole match, and he has been for most of the season. I'm not even so sure that... I think they keep Bruno, but I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if Ten Hag came in and started Van de Beek over him next year at the start of the season if he doesn't pick it up.
Well,
that's a hot take.
You're not wrong when players, when he's giving out the captaincy to players on other clubs. Why not have other players come play for him from, let's grab anybody at this point.
Fair. The list of players though, it's long who I would, if I am Ten Hag, thinking about letting go of. Even players who aren't rumored. There's so much dead weight at that club. It's unreal.
It's from the ground up. It needs to be rebuilt. And I think everybody saw the true face of what Man United is right now. Like, obviously, like all the best to Ronaldo right now with the loss of his son. Obviously takes away from the build up to a game like that, and him not being in the side definitely hurts. But it's understandable, but it can't be an excuse to go out and put a performance out like that. It seemed like not a single one of those players cared to be there at all.
Yeah, especially in a big rivalry game like that. Aside from a few tasty tackles at the end of the game,
from Hannibal, all from a 19-year-old kid who hasn't played any minutes. It's fucking terrifying. He was looking out begging for a card.
I was a little heated at that at the end of the game. It kind of reminded me of, I don't know if you remember this, from a couple years ago when Chowdhury came on for Leicester when he was young and made a couple rash challenges. At first, I was kind of mad at him for doing that on Tuesday. But then I thought, this whole United side hasn't really shown a lick of passion or anything. You almost have to applaud him and be like, well done, kid, to come into a game and you're the one that looks like you care the most and you're 19.
He took on who? Thiago. He clipped
Hendo.
He clipped Hendo. He clipped Fabinho, and one other. He got like 3 before his first talking to. He got like at least 3. But good on him. I think honestly, young talent like that we don't see very much anymore. We don't see that confidence to go out and try and show by example what needed to be done for the previous 80 minutes.
Yep.
But I hope Ten Hag, he's an unbelievable manager. He's absolutely transformed Ajax. But I hope he can come in and right the ship for United, because it's a lost rivalry right now. You drop the season aggregate 9-0. You've put out the performances you have, and for some reason you're still fighting for a top 4 spot. No right to be.
Let's walk through his strategy a little bit. First player, Ronaldo. Keep or sell?
I'd probably sell.
Sell, really?
I'd probably sell.
I get where you're coming from on that. I don't know if you can get rid of all the goals he brings. I could see them maybe trying to keep Cavani. Cavani is a little bit, maybe a couple years younger.
I think Cavani's gone.
You do?
By himself. Yeah.
Fair. I think
on
I think
his
there
own
was
terms, because I think he wants to go somewhere where he can get consistent minutes.
Fair.
And that's never going to happen in United's side.
Yeah, fair. There's literally, I mean, when we're talking about what players could stay and what players could go, you're talking over half the team, and it won't be over this window, obviously. It'll be like what Klopp did with Liverpool. The whole team eventually does go. And it'll be the likes of Scott McTominay, Pogba, Lindelof, Jones, Dalot maybe. De Gea's really the only safe one. Maguire, I could see going overtime. Wan-Bissaka's...
I could see as a safe play, but yeah. I don't know if he's going to... Like, you never know how somebody is going to fit in when it's this bad. Like, that's if fair. He's completely transforming the side, the shape, the play style, is Wan-Bissaka's defensive ability going to fit into what Ten Hag needs? And we won't know. If quotes are coming out, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 players might be on their way out from this side, albeit they should. There needs to be an identity change here. But if you're taking that much away from the club and changing that much, it's got to be different. And you can't have little pieces of it's like taking out a tumor, you know, like if you don't get all of it, it's going to come back.
Fair. Yeah, and it is. A lot of Man United fans do say it's like a sickness within the club, if you will, like with players leaking lineups in the dressing room when they don't get selected. And there is an attitude about playing for Manchester United right now where it's just easy. And if you don't get your way, you can get a manager tossed out for fun. That's what they've been doing for the past 10 years. I hope for the sake of Ten Hag that it's not more of the same for Man United, that it's going to be like the same level of backing in terms of more just like power to the players. Because if that happens, I mean, Jose Mourinho is a great manager. Louis van Gaal is not a bad manager by any means, but they all get tossed out eventually. And I hope for Ten Hag's sake, as a manager, I hope that's not how this goes. But Man United are miles off it, and he has a big job to do. And I guess we'll see probably come 6 months how much power Man United's actually giving him. Because it seems transformational right now, but Jose Mourinho did too at the time.
Right.
So we'll see.
It comes from behind the scenes, and that's where I kind of that's the point I guess I try to highlight when I say, like, I think it's a front office issue, not a player issue, because at the end of the day, the players aren't the one making the decisions to come here. They're not the ones paying the bills. They're not the ones closing the doors and shutting the lights off when they go home. They need to be very careful about the next moves that they do and how they approach them, how they handle it, if they want to become the Manchester United that we know.
Yep. Yeah, totally agree. With